Perfect. It was not something that I necessarily planned. It just was something that kind of prospered, I guess, as the years progressed and as more and more people joined, and more people became acclimated to the program and kind of grew away from the program. We kind of settled in. And as I continued to grow, and furthered my education, I actually learned that this is quite part of the process, sadly. And now that I understand the process, and what I mean about the process, I'm talking about from a psychological standpoint, from a cognitive standpoint, and how we change behaviors. And Deanna knows where I'm going with this, because Deanna just took the class that I also took, where I learned about the stages of change. And, this applies to everything. This applies to not only weight loss, but it applies to any behavior that we want to change, whether it's an addiction, or if it's just a poor habit that we're trying to kick. There's been a lot of research done by psychotherapists and psychoanalysts and psychologists over the decades and centuries that have brought everybody down to one consensus, and that is that there are 6 stages of change. And I guess I always thought that there were just 5. And I'm going to go through those stages during our presentation today. And I think you're going to all be as dumbfounded as I was, but it makes perfect sense. And so I think that all this time when we were kind of going through the process, and even though we all knew that we were not immune to gaining back weight, one thing that we definitely forget is that we always will more than likely slip back to old habits. And one thing that we really have against us, and I've always said this, is we are up against a multi-gazillion dollar industry. And that makes it so difficult, because we're consumers, and we go shopping, and we try to make the best deals with our money, and we try to feed our families, and we try to feed them healthy. But we're so blindsided a lot with labeling and manufacturers and those bright stickers on those aisles that say, fat-free and low carb, that confuse us, and so even though you are so highly educated and you've been through the program, you're not exempt from that. And I'm not exempt from that, because I have fallen through those cracks myself. And I know I've shared many times this story. And as you can imagine, my husband, that is twice my size, carrying me out of Trader Joe's kicking and screaming because of the labeling on a lot of the packaging that's so misleading. And I understand it. I could see through it, but most people can't. And that's where we fall. But then we also get blindsided by our own egos and our own sympathy and our own poor judgment and our own inability to get back up and stand on our feet. And so that makes us fall even harder. And so that's what Tier 4 is about. It's about us acknowledging that we're not invincible to gaining back the weight, but we're also not invincible to being blindsided by things changing, but also our bodies changing. And of course, you all are aware of my latest schooling, and boy, I'll tell you, without overwhelming everybody, there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that will blow you away more than understanding the concept of stress. Stress will negate anything. So those of you that are eating right and have been eating right and do everything right or did before and now it's not working and now you know why, and stress is the causal factor. And you might not be able to identify it because it might not be stress from your spouse or your job or your kids. It might be a different stress. And so I want you to be aware of those things, because I just had a session with someone prior to this, and we talked about that. You know, there's so many things that we forget about, and a lot of it is just pushing ourselves to that limit. And I get your texts every day. I get your texts. I don't have time to cook dinner. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. You don't allow time to breathe. And your bodies also take that in as a stressor. And so that awareness and trying to weave that in is something that I want to kind of build into the program too, because you will see a difference when you start taking that minute and acknowledging that you have to take a break so that your body is able to release the right enzymes so that you can digest your food properly so that you can lose weight. It's very complex, but I have seen it with my own eyes, and I see it every day now, and it's fascinating. So with that being said, you still have to eat right. Sadly. It's not like we could just take the stress away and let you, eat whatever you want. You still have to eat right. Not only for the fact of your healthy metabolism, but also for your heart health, also to prevent diabetes, to prevent metabolic syndrome, to prevent cholesterol issues, and to prevent your children from falling into the same dangerous trap that 10 billion Americans have already fallen into. So there's a lot of perpetual things in this cycle. And so today for this presentation, what I did was I kept it really short. We're not going to get into the tier 4 just yet because it hasn't started, and I know people are still going to enroll. So what I wanted to do is just kind of give you a little intro. Let us kind of talk about it. I want you guys to get excited about it. I know right now there's just a lot of like, what is this? I don't know what this is. Is it just more diet, more meals? There's a million on the site. That's not what it is. This is a very robust 3 months. I absolutely don't have the time to put it together, but I'm going to. I'm hoping to graduate from my FDN in 2 weeks. So I have my last practical tomorrow, and I'm going to really be able to dive into creating this amazing course. And I've already started it. But the reason I want to do it is because this is something that this program needs. If you're not taking it now, it will always be available for you if you need it later, because this isn't something that a new person can take. A tier 1 person would be like, whoa, I just want to know what a carb is. So this is depth. This is deep and depth. And there's a lot of people that aren't enrolled that should be, but I also didn't want this to be too large, so I'm not pushing it either, if you've noticed, and I figure people can just sign up next session as well. Okay, so with that being said, I am going to share my screen, and first let me close my 7 million tabs, and then I will share my screen. All right, so here we go. Okay, so get more than before, tier 4. So this is just a little tour of newly created tier 4. So this is just basically a new perspective. Just been spelled perspective wrong. It looks like I spelled it wrong. I did this quite early this morning. So you understand the program. You know, this isn't about you know, teaching you about the get you fit trifecta, although we are going to talk about that because there is a lot of confusion. So don't think that I'm not going to talk about that. That's going to be in the first month. But the way that I've designed this is there's going to be some facets involved, and there's going to be a lot of support. We're going to do Zoom sessions if you've looked at the schedule, and no, you don't have to attend them. Of course, I always love a large group, but if you can't attend, just watch the recording. Many of you have gotten just as much out of watching the recordings as you have attending. So what you don't understand and the reasons why maintenance was a challenge. So first of all, sustainability. Sustainability is a multifaceted concept. It's physical. When we say sustainability, it's not just, oh, I kept my weight off. Did you keep it off physically? That's what we all think sustainability is. Emotionally, how were you able to emotionally sustain being on the program? Meaning, are you still following the emotional components of it? Self-care, are you doing all of those things? Or are you starting to sell yourself short because you're physically still in that same state? And I'm guilty of that. You know, my weight's fine, so well, I guess I don't need to work out as much. I don't need to log my food. You know, that's emotional, and that will impact your stress. Environmental. Are you still hanging out with the same people, or did you kind of not going running as much, not going to the gym as much? You know, now you're coffee clutching with, you know, the old pals, going out, you know, doing the wine thing every Thursday night. You know, what's that? Has that changed? You know, think about when you first joined and where you are now. Holistic, that is you. How do you perceive yourself? And then, of course, behavioral. What things have you changed that you may not even really notice you have changed? And these are all the things that we need to identify. So obviously the physical, has your weight changed, but more so, has your body changed? And this is more than just your size. There's so many people that are just so stuck on that scale, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't used to be one of them. And one thing that I've really tried to push with this program is don't let that scale define you. I did not promote this product, but Leslie, can you please remind me at the end of this to show the Zuzu suit, the Zozo suit? I stumbled across a product. It was not that expensive. It was $99, but truly, if I was in a position where the scale wasn't moving, but I was seeing physical progress, it's this little suit you put on and you take pictures. It guides you, and it takes basically measurements of your whole body. It's like a DEXA scan. It tells your body fat. It's amazing, and you could do it every 2 weeks to see the difference. And you will see that your arms are changing. You will see that your waist is changing. You will see that your butt is getting perkier, and that your waist size is larger because your obliques are thicker, not because you're fatter. Okay, so you know, look at it that way. Don't get stuck on that scale. So please take your measurements if you have not, and I'm going to attach that to the startup documents. Emotional. Are you working out because you want to? Are you working out because you have to? How do you perceive yourself? When we wake up in the morning and we right away perceive ourselves in a negative way, we are 75% less likely to succeed in our goals for the day. And that's hard when we wake up, when we have poor self-perception of ourselves. But again, that is going to dictate your health. Environmental, who are you hanging with? And I'm not implying that you get a whole new set of friends, but if you are socializing with groups of people that are constantly asking you to go out, exercise the option to veer away from the dining out if you don't want to, because we get pulled into those directions when we don't want to. And you have the right to stand your ground and say, hey, how about we go here instead? Or how about we, instead of meeting for lunch, we meet for a manicure? Because we get sucked into this plethora. And these are all things that impact our wealth, our health rather. Holistic. Are you taking time for yourself? In fact, let's take a minute here. I'm going to ask all of you. You can't answer because you're muted. What did you all do for yourselves today? Take 1 minute. What did you do to honor yourselves today? Anybody? Just 1 minute. It's hard, isn't it? We don't. We don't. And we have to start doing it. And it would be impossible to do that every day, but we need to start paying attention to those things, because our metabolisms, our metabolic health, it will not function when we sell ourselves short constantly. And then behavioral. Are you sliding back into your old habits? And we all do this. Every single one of us. I've done it. I still do it. I'm just going to scoop up the cottage cheese instead of use the measuring cup. If you do that enough times, multiply that by 356, especially if your weight's not moving, that's going to make a difference. Okay. And I hear it all the time when I'm looking at logs, but it was just that one time. And I can't help but think when someone is really, really struggling and their weight's not moving, and I look at their log just that one day, I just happen to grab one day, like, oh, it's just that one time. Possibly, but really hone down and be truthful to yourself, because you're only hurting yourself. All right, so let's talk about these 6 stages of change. Like I said, I thought there were 5. And those of you that aren't familiar with the psychology of change, you probably only thought there were 2, like I want to change and I don't want to change, but there's actually 6. So I'm going to go through them really quick because it's very important to why you're here. So the first stage is the pre-contemplation. I did do a podcast on this, so I'm going to blow through this pretty quick, but we could be in pre-contemplation for several years. You could be in pre-contemplation for 5 years, 6 years. That's when you have no intention of changing. You got an issue, but it's not your problem. It's just because it's the card you were dealt. It's just because it's not really your problem. You're blaming everyone else for the excuse for why you can't change, and you're not going to change. It is not on your list. It's never happening. That's pre-contemplation. Okay. So if it's weight gain, maybe you got to change, lose weight, but you've tried, nothing works. You got the short end of the stick. You got a broken metabolism. Tried every diet in the world. Pre-contemplation, not going to do it. Okay. The next one is contemplation. This is when you're like, all right, I better do something. and December is a big, November rather is a big pre-contemplation. Well, holidays are coming. Nah. December is a big pre-contemplation. You're like waiting for that perfect time. Don't really want to do it yet. Gonna just kind of research, count the days down, maybe don't know what to do, pre-contemplation, still not doing anything. Okay, haven't pulled that trigger. You could be here for 2 years still. Smokers rather, could sit here for 2 years, thinking about it, still would never pitch their cigarettes, but just thinking about it. How many of you have done the whole, like, I'm going to give up drinking. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go dry next month. Yep. I'm going to do it. But you don't. That's pre-contemplation. All right. So then there's preparation. That's when you're looking to take action. But this usually only lasts a month. So those of you, when you all signed up, that's when you were online. Hey, I got this Get You Fit person. Really, instead of focusing on the problem, instead of focusing on the nothing works and I can't lose weight, you're going to do something about it now. It's my time. This is for me. I'm going to do it. But at preparation, you still haven't done it. You're still preparing. So you guys are still kind of at preparation, unless you've done Restore, of course, because now you're kind of more at action. Now, when you're at preparation, you've kind of gotten rid of the negative talk, because when you're at or prior to that, it's all negative. It's all like, I can't do it. I'm scared. I'm going to fail. I always fail. What's everyone going to say? They're going to say that you tried it again, you couldn't do it, blah, 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 right? That's all your negative talk. But when you get into these stages, now you're like, yeah, I got it. Okay, your whole mojo changes. So once you're in action, now you're making changes. Okay, so now this was tier 1 for you guys. Okay, way back when. Now, instead of making excuses, you're actually doing it. You're not drinking. You're not smoking. You're replacing healthy muffins. I'm sorry, the Dunkin' Donuts for the Get You Fit muffins. You're replacing the coffee creamer for the almond creamer. You're kind of getting rid of the triggers because you know that they are going to cause a problem. Okay, this is preparation. Okay, and this is why we succeed. I'm sorry, action. This is why we succeed, because we're setting ourselves up for success here. We're restricting those environmental triggers. And then there's maintenance. And I really thought that this was it. I'm like, okay, so you get to maintenance and you're done, right? So at maintenance, you check in with progress, remind clients to take credit for their accomplishments, go through difficult times, right? And so this is kind of the loyalty, right? And this slide is actually from my course that I now teach. But regardless, this is where loyal ends. Unfortunately, this is only the 5th stage, because the 6th stage is this stage. And I really dislike that it's called termination, but it is. Can't change it. But termination is when we have the skills and the tools to maintain our new behavior, and there is minimal or no risk to ever returning to those previous behaviors. Most people will never be at risk, without risk, for returning it to their old ways. In fact, 4%, that's it, 4% will never go back. That's how minimal it is. And so what I'm saying is, and you guys all know, I thought I was at termination too, and I went right back. Hello, maintenance. Nope, I think I went all the way back to this. I did. No, I think I was here because I didn't weigh myself for an entire summer and gained 20-some pounds back in 2016. And I sat here because I would not get on the scale. So it can happen. And so my point here, and the difference between this and this, is when you are here, the social pressures will not get you to cave. The world crises will not get you to cave. Lack of support systems will not get you to cave. And this is a really hard place to be. And I don't expect anyone to be here. I don't expect me to be here. But what I do expect now that we understand this is that we're here and we need to always check in and change the process. If it's not working, we need to change it. Okay. Take credit for your accomplishments. And that is one thing we don't do. And remind ourselves that there are going to be difficult paths, and that we know, but we really don't know how to handle them. You know, we go, well, I gained 5 pounds. A lot of you have been awesome. I gained 5 pounds, help me, blah, right? But then others, I got this, and you do exactly what I did in 2016 and keep it on the low down till it becomes out of control, and you go right back to that pre-contemplation. So we have to stop here. And this is the biggest eye-opener. And I'm looking at a lot of you that are here with me today, and some of you didn't gain back more than your 5 pounds because of this. It has to be constant. Whether it's weight loss, whether it's drinking, whether it's keeping your house clean, whether it's whatever, it has to be constant, because it's maintenance for life. And that is why it's called maintenance. Okay. So now, if you have the physical issues here, and things are not going well for you physically, because you've noticed you've gained weight, and then emotionally now you aren't in a good place because you get up in the morning and you're like, nothing fits, and you're not going to the gym, you're not clicking with your gym friends, you're hanging, going out to dinner more, plus now you're not taking time for yourself, and that includes all kinds of things. That includes self-care, that includes just, even if you're working from home, put some BB cream on at least in the morning. That makes a difference, instead of just doing the PJ thing. It makes a difference. And then the behavioral, you got this plus this plus this plus this plus this, and hello, there she is. See how that works? It's a cascade. And if you don't know who this is Betty, the bus driver. She joined us 2 years ago when I did the struggle bus in 2021. By the way, her image has been pulled off Canva. I had to dig through all my old files to find this. She must have gotten a new gig. All right, so because of this, I've decided that I'm going to have you all identify what grade level you're in, because there's too many levels of you. There's too many of you that have different needs. And so as I have spent enough time with all of you, and I've gone through a lot of your logs this week, I've noticed that we need to define grade levels. Okay. And this is not something you're going to do today, because like I said, there's still a week before registration closes, and there will be people signing up, but I want to kind of expose you to this. So you're going to identify what grade you want to be in, and there is a fourth grade. So just let me get through these all. And I'm going to tell you how you're going to identify it. I'm going to show you where you're going to put it on your on the website, because it's going to go on your member profile card. And if I don't feel that you're in the right grade, I'll have a conversation with you. But I think that this is really necessary. So let me kind of go through each portion. Okay. So grade 1 is if you feel that logging and overall consistency of food and journaling is an issue for you. If weekends and restaurant logging is still something that you have not conquered, you still don't understand, you're still leaving those blank because you don't know what to do, that would be a grade 1. Vulnerability and acknowledging that modifications need to be made. Instead of just plopping it down and being like, I don't really get this. Creating meals and recipes, you don't really understand how to do that yet. If you're still putting your meals in as recipes, and a lot of you are, I can't tell what the ingredients are. So when you're submitting your logs and you're doing like the funky fruit parfait, that's a single serving. And I see funky fruit parfait, 150 calories, 15 grams of fat, 7 grams of carbs, 11 grams of protein. It's off. I know that it should have more than that. I can't tell, like, what kind of yogurt did you use? What kind of peanut butter did you use? So I've put that in the materials for a few years now, and I'd hate to make you redo them, but if you want me to help you and guide you, the meals need to be meals, and that is in the latest video that I just did, which, by the way, I will take the music out. I just haven't had a minute to do it. Okay, so that would put you in grade 1. Okay, grade 2. If you understand all those things, then you're not in grade 1. Grade 2 would be understanding the Get You Fit lavender protocol. If you don't understand lavender, if you're like, I get it, I need a red, a white, and a blue, but I still don't get how to fix it. I still don't get, like, if I put in the protein cookie and it's off, I don't know what to do, then that's a 2. If you can't identify the protocol and the Get You Fit meals, I've had a lot of people like, these meals aren't lavender. Yeah, they are. They're all lavender. I mean, if there's maybe 1 or 2 stray ones out there from a gazillion years ago on the blog that maybe I've missed, then let me know and I'll correct it. But they're lavender. Now, they might not be the right exact macros, and I'll get to that next. But lavender means that there is a protein from the healthy protein section, a complex carb from the blue section, and a healthy fat. That means it's lavender. And actually, I was out with, I met a client in person a couple weeks ago, and we were at a Panera-ish place, and I said, can you look at this and tell me what's lavender on there? And she goes, oh yeah, that. I'm like, every person needs to be able to do that. And that's what I want you all to be able to identify. So if you're at an all-you-can-eat exclusive buffet, lavender, okay? I'm not talking about the amounts. I'm talking about knowing what lavender is, okay? And then consistency with spacing your meals and portions. If you're still like, 90 calorie breakfast, 111 calories, mini meal, 700 calorie dinner, then that's grade 2, because that's going to be really hard for you to succeed. And then troubleshooting issues when you're not able to meet the protocol. So if you are finding yourself off every day and you're getting to the end of the day and you're just getting frustrated, grade 2. And this is not to shun you because you're a second grader, and I'm not going to call it grade 2. It's actually level 2, but it's so that I could help you, so we can help you get you to the next level. And when we do our Zoom meetings, I'm going to have breakout rooms so that we can work together so that we can refine these skills. Okay. And then grade 3, modifications of meals to create the perfect storm. So to clarify, if you didn't watch last week's presentation or the MyFitnessPal video that I put out, perfect storm refers to the macros that I have defined as being perfect, which you're never going to have a perfect, right? But the 30 to 40 carbs, the 25 to 35 protein, and the 15 to 18 healthy fat, that's the perfect storm. Okay, so if you are making your your yum yogurt and it's not perfect and it's really off, like your fats are at like 4, and you don't know how to fix that, Or you look at that and go, this isn't right, I don't know what to do. Or I look at your log and I'm seeing all these single digits, and then that would be a grade 3. Okay. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. If you understand that, you would be in grade 3. And then also ability to identify the ingredients in the food to provide you better energy. So this is kind of like a higher level. So what foods do you know you do better with? And there's a lot of people. I talk to you all. So if you're like, I don't know, but you know the perfect storm, then go ahead and go into grade 3, because there are foods that you should be able to start paying attention to and go, oh, when I eat salmon, whoa, I'm full for hours, I feel great. But when I eat ground beef, I'm bloated, I get tired, that kind of stuff. Get in tune with these foods, okay? And then you're committed to the awareness of when you're not being compliant. You're ready, you call your own ass out, basically, okay? And you're vulnerable to accept those adjustments that are needed. You're willing to go, I need to fix this. It's not just, I can't fix this because my life is too hectic right now. You're willing to fix it, okay? Life's always going to be hectic. I'm not saying fix it while your dad's in the hospital or while, there's a world crisis happening, but, life is always going to be hectic, and you have to decide, what is more important for you to learn how to incorporate this at all times, or constantly be on that struggle bus. And then obviously grade 4 is to be able to identify those mindless behaviors before they become habits. And this is hard because I don't know that I can do this. Can you identify that you are being completely mindless, like you're talking to yourself at night while you're, scooping peanut butter up and going, I don't need to measure this, it's fine. That's mindless. Committing to that protocol that's successful, even though it's not working right now. And what I mean by that is you went on vacation and your weight's up and you've worked really, really hard for like 2 weeks, but nothing's happening. And you're getting really frustrated. Are you willing to commit sticking to it without self-sabotaging? That is hard. That's hard. And if you can't do it, are you willing to be vulnerable enough to reach out for help? Because if you are, then that's grade 4. You're allowing yourself to be accountable. Because also in grade 4, create a support system with a plan. And this is what we don't do. I think this is what gets us into trouble. We hide, we don't create a support system, we don't identify those barriers and how to overcome them, and we don't focus on a solution. Instead, we just fixate on the issue. We fixate on, this isn't working, this is too hard, I don't get this, it's confusing, instead of, I could do this, I did this before. This is a problem, I'm going to ask for help and I'm going to fix it. And then of course, this boils down to having a fixed mindset versus they're both, fixed mindset and closed mindset are the same thing. Fixed mindset and open mindset. Fixed mindset is when you are just stuck in your ways, where it's not going to work because it's never worked before, or versus, all right, I'll give this a try. And then lastly, being your own health detective, because like I said in the last presentation, there is no one diet for everyone. And just because you lost weight one way last time doesn't mean it's going to work this way this time. Our bodies change, our stressors change, our hormones change, and you need to pay attention to all of those things so that you can be your own health detective. So basically for tier 4, You're going to get a survey after next week, rather, that will put you in, survey you for your grade level. Then you will be placed into a Get You Fit grade. Then you will also get your month 10, which is just as fabulous as the restore. The discussion of the metabolism. As we go through our months, I'm going to really get into the metabolism, because there's a lot about the metabolism that shocked me. And I think that really needs to be kind of talked about, because it's not just about calories. You guys all know that, but it's just so deep, and that's where all the stress part comes in. And I really want to kind of find what your perfect storm is, because if you're consistent enough with your logging, and you can be consistent enough with your communication, with your weight and your measurement, we could actually find what works better for you. You might need more protein. You might need less fat. It could be managed in such a way, but we won't know without that data. And then finally, a support system versus a divert system. I am going to also do some accountability grouping for this, and I want you guys to kind of create support systems of your own, and then also recognizing the causal factors of setbacks. Not during that first month. That first month during the tier 4, I really want to focus on the perfect storm. I want to focus on dialing in those macros and everything. But as we get into the second month of tier 4, I really want to talk about what causes us to set back. What causes us to kind of creep back. And if it's not weight gain, it's behaviors. Because if you think about it, we've all stepped on this bus at one point. We've been on this bus, every one of us. Some of us have gotten on and gotten off at the next stop. Some of us have gotten on and have been on for a few years, right? And it's about getting on, recognizing that you're on and why you're on. It's actually called the 5 R's. Recognizing it, refuting it. So when you're on the bus, instead of sitting there going, I suck, hey, so what are you here for, right? Refute it. Explain to yourself that you don't need to be here. Why are you here, and what are the reasons that you don't need to be here? And then remove it. Remove all of that. Those are the monsters in your head talking. Remove it and remove yourself from that bus. Just get right off that bus. The fourth one is return back to where you were. And then the fifth one is your rebound. Just get right back to what you were doing, and you'll succeed. Okay. So questions about the discussion and about tier 4. I think I unmuted you. Did I?
So, are we going to come back to the Zozo suit?
Oh, the Zozo suit. Thank you. Did I tell you about the Zozo suit?
You said
no. Deanna, did I tell you though?
No, I just looked it up.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
How accurate is this?
Oh,
thing?
it's spot on accurate. Okay, so this Zozo suit, it's actually, it's right here. So give me a 2-second intermission here. Grab it. Okay, so it looks like pajamas, right? So when you order it, you have to put in your height and your weight, because it's custom to your size. So this is my husband, like quite large. So when you put it on, and you download the app, and you have to just stand, and it tells you to just turn like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And when you're done, it dumps it into the app. I'm going to pull it up and show you. And it does
Okay.
this panoramic picture of you and your measurements, like whole body measurements. And it is so amazing because it's so precisely accurate. And I've only done it once, but my husband and son are doing a figure competition or bodybuilding show. They hate that I call it a figure competition. And and my son went from 164 to 200. He was, bulking up, and of course lost 18 pounds in like 2 weeks. And really what I should have done is gotten his Gozo suit to show you, because it is amazing. It stacks the images so you could see your progress. So I'm going to pull it up so that I could show you, because it is truly amazing. And it was $99. I contacted the company twice to see if they would do a discount promo code for, mass order. And of course, I didn't hear back from them. So, so I will pull it up. It's coming, my computer's being slow. So thank you for the reminder. So as I do that, any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
For the grade levels, what if you find yourself a little bit of all of them?
If you feel, good question. If you feel you're a little bit of all of them, go to 1. Because if you don't understand a concept of the lower grade level, then you got to be in the lower grade level.
So just start with 1. If
Yeah.
you think you're like part of this, I'm one of this, and I'm one of 3, and I'm one of 2. Okay.
But put it this way. Look at it from this sense. If you have to check off all the qualifications of grade 1 to go to grade 2. So can you do everything in grade 1? Can
Probably not everything.
then you're
stay in grade 1. Okay.
Correct. So look at it that way. It's literally a ladder. So you will move up once we decide together, like, okay, I got this now. I got this. I totally understand this, boom. Okay. You've moved up to grade 2. Okay. And I'm actually I'm gonna do this with all members. And I don't know if you guys noticed those badges that are on your profiles. There's like little badges on your profiles. I'll show you at the end of this if somebody wants to remind me. I'm gonna actually put your badges on there too, and create groups on the site. You know how we have the group for the restore, groups for grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, because there might be a tier 1 person that's in grade 3. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have tier 1 people that join all the time that are like, oh no, I know this. Like, I mean, why should they should still get tier 1 material, but if they understand all those concepts, they're ready to rock and roll with macros and with learning deeper concepts. I'm going to put them in grade 3. Does that make sense? But that's my job, not yours. So don't worry about that. Yeah. And it's not like you guys are ever going to intermix. It's just for you to know, it's for me to know where you're at, and really to acknowledge like what learning still needs to take place. Does that make sense? Yeah. But I'm not going to do it with the new people till you're done with this tier 4. Okay. All right. So other questions?
Irene, I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you say, did I understand this correctly, that when you log into MyFitnessPal and I'm putting all the recipes in, does it need to be under my meals so you can see it? Or is
Yes.
it, can you see my recipes?
No, who had just asked that?
Patty.
Okay, hi Patty.
Hi.
So recipes, if they're multi-serving, meaning the dinners or like the muffins, the bagels, the, you know, the bites and all that, if it's something that the computer or the program has to divide into multiple servings, that's a recipe.
Okay.
If it's a single serving, like your sandwiches, your yogurt parfaits, for one person, that's a meal.
Okay. So when I'm logging in, I don't know if you want to waste time on this or, you know, but when you're logging in and I'm putting in like my dinner tonight, we had we're going to have the Italian vegetable quinoa soup.
Okay.
So I just went into my recipes, I mean, and put it in as my dinner in one serving.
No,
Is
that's a dinner.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I
totally. No,
misunderstood
it's
you
okay.
then, I think.
It's okay. Yeah, and I could show an example, but the last MyFitnessPal tutorial that I put up, I actually showed a breakdown of making a meal,
Okay.
and making doing a recipe. And
Okay.
today I had quite a few people, and I'm finding, you know, it's a lot of people that were original to the program, where I had not known that there was a difference back then between meals and recipes, just got into the habit of making everything as a meal, you know? So it's just really hard for me to see the difference between the two. So let me show you really quick. When you, oopsie, I got like 12 things going on here. I got the suit ready, don't worry. I didn't forget the suit. All right, so do you guys see, which screen are you seeing here? Are you guys seeing a screen?
No.
No.
Okay. 1 second. Any screens?
It wants to. We're not there yet.
Okay, got it. Okay, so for example, so this here, do you see how I could see each ingredient? Okay, well, that's a bad example. I could see the ingredients, but in this, hang on. So here I got separate ingredients. I got the yogurt, I got the stevia, I got the blueberries, I got the Diet Coke, right? I got each ingredient in there. But I'm trying to find somebody that didn't do it that way. Hang on, I got a perfect example. I hope she's not.
So can we pause, Irene? Because
Yeah.
like her afternoon snack has the copycat Qdoba tacos. So you can't see the ingredients, but it's
No.
one of the recipes. You're good with that, right?
Yeah, it's a recipe. Yeah, because it's a recipe. I know the ingredients.
Because it's
Okay.
yours.
Yeah, yeah. So this person here, this is the one I want to show you guys really quick. This is what I saw today, and I really couldn't decipher what was what. And it was a beautiful log. It was a great log. Oh, this isn't her. I'm sorry, you guys. Wrong person. It was somebody where it was basically each line was one word, and a lot of them were incorrect. And so I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I have no idea what these things are made out of. Okay, so watch the, am I making sense? Do you guys understand the difference, what I'm saying?
I think what I'm hearing is that if we create our own recipe, right, using sort of that model of being able to pick your ounces and protein and whatnot, that we shouldn't, that we should list each ingredient out is what I'm hearing.
Yes, because for example, if this was not listed this way, like if she didn't list it this way, like with each separate thing, and she put it in as you know, chicken ranch nachos, I would only see chicken ranch nachos 28, 12, 37. And I would not know, like, what's that 12 grams of fat? Is that avocado or is it cheese? You get what I'm saying?
So if it's one serving, like say for lunch, you do it as a meal. If it's a recipe like a dinner and it serves, say 6, then you could just put that in as a recipe.
Yes, yes, because if it's a recipe and I see 12 grams of fat, I'm gonna know, oh, well, that recipe was made with olive oil and avocado because it was one of my recipes. But if you are making a sandwich, let's just say, and I see 12 grams of fat, I don't know, did you use mayonnaise? Did you use avocado? Did you use cheese? Did you use, because I'm only going to see the sandwich.
I think if you look at her dinner, right, she has the clean eating taco mac, and then she has her other things listed.
Yes.
If she took all 6 of those and put them into a meal, you would not see what you need,
Correct.
right?
Correct. Yes. Or if this clean eating taco mac was her own recipe, let's just say, and I
Right.
saw this, I'd be like, well, that could be anything.
I actually enter mine and I've started putting GFN for Get You Fit, Fitness and Nutrition, and I put what it's from. So Restore,
Oh,
blog,
okay.
whatever. And then I know like that this is one of Irene's.
Okay. That's a good idea. Yeah, so if that makes sense. So regardless, so what made me open this up? Was it just that? Oh yeah, the meals and the recipes. Yeah. And we'll talk more about that next week. So let me show you the Zuzu suit quick before I forget that. And then, oh, any more questions as we wait?
You also wanted to go back to profile badges when you're done with Zozo.
Yes. Okay. So the Zozo suit is here. I got it. Now, can you see? Oh. Okay. So do you see this?
Mhm.
So this isn't the 3-dimensional one. I don't know why that one didn't send, but there's an actual video one, and you also just get the dimensions like written, like a list of them. But the coolest thing, it wouldn't let me send it, is you actually get this 3D like video of yourself like turning. But yeah, it's totally spot on. So, you know, if anybody's really wanting to do, but I will tell you this, if anybody has an obsessive personality, I don't recommend it, because this is not something that you should put on every single day and scan. This is truly something that should only be done once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. So, and my right side of my body is larger than my left consistently across the board. So, okay. All right. So one last thing, I'm going to show you the badges, and I want to show you the profile cards, because these are actually going to be very handy. If some of you have done really, really good with these profile cards, I've noticed. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I think my computer, oh, here we go. I think I got it. It's going really slow. Okay. So when you log onto the site, okay, when you log onto the site, what you do is when you go here to the drop down, and you can get this from your mobile device, there's a member profile card. When this opens up, the only people that can see this information is you and me. The things that are open with this little globe means everyone can see it. So everything that's locked, and when you run your mouse over it, will show you that it's private. Your login email is this one. This cannot be changed. Here is where I had you put your MC score. If you did the restore, you could put your MC score here. Your behavior goals here. This is for people that did the MC score. I'm going to change these boxes for when we start the tier 4. Please put your username here. I'd be so happy, because there are times where I want to look at your log and it's 3 in the morning and I'm like, what was your username again? So just having it here is so awesome, because I could pull it up and just see it. Your current weight, I weigh more than 7 pounds. And you don't have to put this here, but you can. And truly, if you want to just keep your weight here instead of texting me too, that's fine too. And if you want to just text me other stuff and keep your weight here, that's fine. This notes area, for future use, it's coming down the road, but it is going to be a way for me to communicate to you, because whatever I write here, you see. And I could drop files in there too. So that's just kind of coming up down the road. Okay. And then there are extra email boxes. So I merged your emails. So if you have multiple emails like I do, and you don't want them because you're getting blogs 3 times and you're getting multiple emails, that's because somehow you must have signed up under those accounts. So all you have to do is just go in, delete them, and they'll be gone. Okay, because I've merged them now and they're gone. This one you cannot delete because that is your login email. Okay, so now when you go to your, I'm not sure if you could see your where do you see your little badges? Do you see those on your, I thought you could see them on your profile card, no? Who said you could see them? Oh, you're muted. Did someone say you could see them? Are you still muted?
We can unmute.
Okay. Did someone say you could see the badges? No? Okay, so I'll make them visible. Because then you'll be able to see your badges. So you can't see your badges. I gave everyone that was in my red book got a badge saying original member. Leslie got one.
I don't see it though. I was just looking.
But do you see any of your badges?
No, so I'm in my profile. And I'm looking at the my card section with display name and all of that, but I don't see any badges.
Oh no, so I see all your badges. So I will make them visible. But yes, you guys all have badges. So, and the badges give you guys permission to get into access to pages and stuff. So I've been using them for a while, but I will let you guys have access to the badges, because it'll be kind of cool to be able to see them. So
Where will we find those?
They'll show up on your so you know when you go to the group page, the new group pages that I have, the Get You Great page and the restore page, on your actual profile, they should show up on there, but they're not visible right now, so I can't show you. So let me get them up and then I will send that out to you so you guys can see them, or you're just gonna see them when you log on.
It looks like you can see them if you look at your profile.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
through
that's
where?
right. I just looked. If you go into the website and in the drop down and you just look at your initial profile,
Oh. See, I don't
I have a tier 4 badge there.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you guys should all have tier 4 badges. I don't have a badge, so tell me again, how did you find it?
I just went to the drop down on the website
Uh-huh.
and then just the first one that says profile. Or no, sorry, activity.
Okay. I don't have any badges, so, but yeah, they would be there, I guess. Let me give myself a badge.
I found them.
Okay, is that where they are? Which, by the way, on that activity page, you can, I'm going to try to figure it out. It's not available yet for Wix, but this page here, there's a way to do it, but I don't know if anybody would be interested. Do you see how I have these 3 recipes on here?
You're not sharing.
Oh, that would be helpful. Under my profile,
Mhm.
I liked them and they saved on this page,
Cool.
but I tried doing it with more of them and it wasn't consistent. So, and Wix says that it's not a thing. I don't know if it was a coincidence, but it's something that they're working on. So I thought that would be really awesome to be able to save our favorites under there too. So that's up and coming as well. And by the way, all of these coupons that I have in this coupon box on the site, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of $10 off coupons that my system generates. I don't know if you can see these all. These are all rewards points that you guys all have that are unused. So when you go to purchase something next time, automatically when you go to check out, you'll go to the rewards. It will show that you have money in there. So go to rewards under here. See your points. And if you have points, you can grab your coupons right here. Okay. So definitely keep those handy for future sessions. Okay. And they just keep generating. So all of you that purchased this got points. Referrals, if you have refer somebody, even to just sign up for the site. If you just tell friends to sign up for the site, fill out a referral form, you automatically get points. You want to give me a review, go right here, Google review, then fill out a form, boom, you'll get points. It's free money. So, okay. And I was on there the other day making a coupon and I was like, well, what are all these $10 off? And I'm like, there's gotta be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in there. So that's for you guys. And lastly, this is something that I wasn't going to announce tonight, but I did add this, the Member X subscription, because I really do think that coaching is the essence to success. but on the same token, my time is very, very limited. So I'm obviously not able to accommodate a plethora of people, but under coaching here, I did add a member X. And it's no different than the other diamond memberships that I had, but basically what this is it's a membership that you control. I want nothing to do with it. Okay. It is subscription. You sign up, you get 20% off for being a member. In addition to that, you get reward points every month when you purchase a session. It will be 1 month at a time. You cancel it when you're done. You don't text me and say, Irene, I don't want to do that. You just go online, you cancel it when you're done. I won't be offended. This is not something that needs to be lifelong. If you want to see me 1 month, then do it for 1 month. You don't have to do a song and dance for why you don't want to do it anymore. Do it for 2 months. If you need support, do it for 3 months. If you want to do it for 2 months and pause it, and then do it for a month and then pause it, I don't care. Just cancel within the right time period if you have to cancel. If you are a member X member, I will show you how to cancel and reschedule your own appointments so that if you have to cancel, you're not even texting me to cancel. Just hop on, cancel, reschedule, do it yourself. And furthermore, there's a member 2X for anybody that wants to do 2 a week. But I really wanted it to just be self-run. I don't want people to feel like they're trapped for 6 months or a year. Sometimes people just want to do it for a little while. So, but with this, again, you will get rewards. And I haven't calculated after so many sessions, you'll get 1 free based on the rewards. So member X, it's under coaching. Okay. All righty then. Any final questions?
Irene, it's Kristen.
Hi.
Hi. One question. Where did you want us on our, to record our grade level?
Oh, I will put that all out in the information with the survey, but
Oh, okay. I thought it had to be on this profile card.
I'm pretty sure I could set it up.
There's a note section.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that I could set it. Well, I created that sheet. I'm pretty sure I could set it up that as soon as you respond, it'll dump it right into that field. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
If not, then I'll have you guys do it. But I'm almost positive I can do it in a way where it'll be instant.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I have one last question. When will we be getting our month 10 recipes?
Hopefully this weekend. I actually have the unedited version if anybody wants it. It's all good to go. I'm just having somebody eyeball it to take out the Irene oopsies before I unleash it. But it's ready to go, so I can send it out tomorrow even. It just doesn't have the cover and, kind of like what I did last time with you didn't do the restore, but
No.
I did that with the restore. I did a sloppy copy. So if you guys want the sloppy copy, I can.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a sloppy copy. I'll
Okay.
go
Okay.
grocery shop.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. And that's why I did it for the restore. I just said, don't, excuse any, missing thises or that's, but I don't believe that there's anything earth shattering broken in this one. So so I will get that out tomorrow. And by the way, tomorrow I have my last practical, and it's brutal. I did tell I had a call with Stacy before this. I do want to share it with you guys because this gal is you guys. She's works out every day. She eats right every day. She lives a very stressful life. She weighs 185, doing everything right. Can't lose weight, and it was all stress. This is my second set of labs that I've run with her, and I'm doing her review, and I'm super stressed out. And so I'm going to be a little MIA tomorrow because of this, because it's a 2-hour process, and I'm prepared, but I'm not. So, I will get that out in the morning, but I will more than likely be a little silent tomorrow. Just to let you guys know. Okay. Cool. Any final questions? Awesome. Oh, and then next week, for the I think it's whatever night our meeting is, I think it's Wednesday. It's kind of like a everybody launch new session. So it includes tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. And I will be choosing my volunteers. If anybody did volunteer for that stress panel thing on Friday. So I'll be sending out that information as well. So, alrighty, I must go now. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for
Bye.
joining. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Irene.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, Irene.